Get ready, let's get to it.
I'm about to pass out.
Okay.
Be prepared for those moments when people pass out. Yeah.
All right, y'all, we back with another segment right here. We're on GTV. I have a very special guest. This is a friend of mine, a co-worker, friend of the family. Let the people know who you are.
My name is Sameta Bekele. I am a mother of three, wife, and a author. I also support the government as a contractor.
G14 classified.
Yes, classified.
Let them know. Yeah, so Sameta and I, we've known each other for a while now. We've been trying to figure out how long it was, but it's been like, I want to say 2012 or so. But we come to know each other from work. We share the same real estate agent, Donovan, shout out to him, which I've known him since 8th grade, 7th grade. And then we shared the same travel agent.
Lawrence, shout out to Lawrence.
Shout out to him. Yep, y'all be traveling everywhere, so I know y'all got somewhere else going on. And then, she ended up living across the street from us and building a family. And, when I first met her, she was always like, go ahead and marry that girl. Have some kids, have a bunch of kids, and she just kept on going, like, had the kids, and then here we are, you know what I'm saying?
That's
you
what
just
I'm
saw her
saying.
calling me daddy.
Yes, I just
first
saw
time,
his daughter
crazy.
call him daddy for the first time. That was so emotional for me because I'm like, wow, somebody calls Janori daddy, right?
I know, right? I would have never imagined that
That's amazing.
a few years back. I think right around the time when I started working with you, I was like, all right, I'm getting some good money now. I'm about to lock things down and just change my life. And I did. Shout out to my baby upstairs. Y'all can check her out at Grace Baby Co.
Amanda. Yeah. I just basically, we had a working relationship to where it was like kind of stressful, and then I would find ways to keep us both on track. I know we had printed off this prayer I had and posted it on our desk and referred to it every morning or whenever we needed extra support for God to step in and help us.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
They came, some attacks. Y'all kind of know how it is in the work world. But
Dog was like, yep, I know.
But yeah, we kept it on our desk, and I think I actually kept it for at least 3 more jobs since then. And now again, it's like full circle. She helped me leverage what I'm doing, and then I'm working same contract, and she vouched for me and other people. So it's kind of like when you work in these circles, your name kind of rings bells, and it's a good thing, and they got good things to say about you. So keep that prayer list up, and we keep prayed up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and take me a little open sip. This is non-alcoholic.
Yeah, so when I first met Janori, I was so passionate about him getting married, like getting the approval from God over your union, because it was important to me that young people who date, if you find your one, why not get married? No matter how long you've been with the person, if that's your end game, let it be your beginning game so that you can get your blessings sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it was, because it's like, soon as we got married, the first thing I know is my check changed. I was like, dang, thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a whole lot, but I noticed. I was like, oh, there's a difference. I was like, okay, that's a blessing right there. And then things just started happening. And then everything that wasn't necessary just fell out of the way. And then it just seemed like yesterday, it's 5 years now. And now here we are in a pandemic. And then my last phase of transitioning and getting to where I am now was cutting the dreads. And we did a YouTube video on that. I'm going to put a card up so y'all can check that out.
Fresh beginning, fresh start, new phase.
Yeah, show the people your face. Look at you. She talking about me. I had to throw a blazer on. Make sure you stand and let them know. Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, I've known Sameta for some years now, and our families are growing and everything. And I come to find out that she's an author and has been working on a project for how long now?
I started writing this book in 2018. So it's been a journey for me. First started off as a journal to get my feelings, emotional feelings out there. And after a while, connecting with certain people, they told me that I needed to write a book. And it didn't dawn on me. I was like, write a book? Who wants to hear my story? Who wants to hear about me? And so this autobiography came to fruition.
That's what's up. Yeah. I mean, writing a book, that's something that I think I want to do. I know a couple of people who are authors. But right now, I just do it in the music.
Yes.
But I feel like I got a lot to say because, we all have our journeys and we come from, our different backgrounds and it shapes who we are. So you never know what people are going through. And, were you nervous about making the book or were you excited? Like, what were your first feelings when you like, okay, I'm going to commit to this?
So when I decided to commit, I realized that I'm not the only person on my journey. I have family members, I have friends, and some of my testimonies from the book aren't all positive. So I kind of feared the relationships that I still have would be affected by what, my truth is in my
Yeah.
autobiography.
Yeah, but I think that's a good thing with being transparent and as I said, keeping it real with what you're doing and your audience because it's a lot. A lot of people are taking steps to go through therapy, and even to do that, I feel like it's a big step. I haven't felt the need, but I've done it when getting married, and I thought that did help. So is it therapeutic writing a book
It is definitely
or
therapeutic. I know in our the Black community, we don't usually go to therapists for help because we figure we can handle everything.
right?
But writing down your emotions and your feelings, it is a form of therapy because you're actually acknowledging it to the detail.
Right.
You're going through it again, then you're making sense of it and working your way out of that issue that you could have possibly experienced during the time.
Yeah. So th- I've never done a book, and I've done songs, and it feels like sometimes I start here, and I have a concept, and then I might not finish writing in one day. Of course, with a book, it's not like that. But then you write another verse, or another chapter, or paragraph. Was it a lot sorting? Like, okay, let me add this here, or like doing flashbacks and stuff. Or once you started going, was it like smooth? Like, how
Well,
was that?
I realized that most of my testimonies stem from my youth when I was growing up. And so I started off with how I was as a child, the experiences that I went through then. And as I'm older now, I can look back and see, why things may have happened, why I reacted, you know, and it's just a story. The autobiography is the story of your life from beginning to where you are now. I'm not gonna say end because I'm not finished yet,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a stepping stone. And you look back on the years and you just see where you were at this time and how you've grown from then till now, and it's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah, it's a journey. Like, I thought about writing a book. I still do. I'm gonna do it one day. It's kind of like Hustle and Flow, where he was like, everybody has a right to contribute a verse. You
right.
know what I'm saying? So, what advice would you have to somebody who doesn't have an outlet, but they have a passion for just using words? They kind of want to tell their story. What would you suggest for them, or how they could start?
Well, as an artist, I know when you do your rhymes, you write your feelings and your start by just writing
Right.
your first feelings down, your first thought whenever that first thought happened, whether you be 5, 10,
Yeah.
and then just go from there. Just see where it takes you. Just start writing. That's the only way you're gonna get started.
You
Pen
know,
to pad.
that was really really simple, and it makes sense because once I got out of school and everything, I really didn't have a direction to where I wanted to go. It was like I wanted to go to school. My folks were like, "You're going to go to school." I did it and I finished, and I was like, "Well, what do I want to do?" And I didn't know. I was like, "I need to make money and stuff like that." So like as I've gotten older, and more so, I would say within the last 10 years, it's like write it down. Like
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, you got to visualize it, and it helps so much for like even the coming into go get it.
Yep.
I had no idea. I was like, I just want to design me a piece so I can rock me some jewelry, which I still haven't done, but I appreciate like the journey, like you said, the process. And it was like coming up with names, what type of image, what can people relate to, what do I love, and then just trying to connect. So what I would say to, any of you that are watching us and listening, like she said, just start writing for anything that you do. If you have a problem, you have something good, it helps. It sets a path for you, and it's also a relief, a release to write stuff down. So I actually need to do some more goals because I see Sameta and her family, you guys have been doing really well, and I've seen the progression and you guys just moving and, having properties and stuff like that. I was just curious, like, is that something that you grew up with, like just an ambition to hit goals, or did you kind of like me, like freestyle and then you got older and was like, all right, let's make stuff happen. I can do this. I'm doing it.
Well, it was always in the back of my mind because my grandmother and my aunt raised me. So, because they were so independent and they worked so hard and
Right.
they paid for whatever they wanted, it was always in me to be that person. So now at this age, 40,
Can't tell.
40.
You're a little younger than me.
40, it's still in me to keep going, keep climbing that ladder, making that top dollar, and being as successful as I can possibly be, not only for myself, but for my children, so they can see what success looks like and know that it's work.
Yeah,
It's not easy.
It's definitely
It's
work.
definitely work.
Yeah. Now I applaud you on that for real because you guys may not know, but like we said, we work together, and I kind of showed her the ropes of everything. And like now I'm coming into, companies that she's worked with. It's like, it's tough following her because she out there like, I'm a go-getter, but she's out here like really getting it. And it's like, she keeps me on my toes and keeps me on my grind because I'm the type that's like, what I'm saying? I'll do what I have to do. I kind of keep my own pace and everything. And they know, but Sameta bust something out and they might be like, well, can you? And I'm just like, hold on, I'm going to keep this pace. But, that's a good thing because it keeps you motivated, keeps you hungry. And then those dollars keep coming in. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so grateful to have met you in the beginning because, like you said, you trained me first
Yeah.
on the accounting system and how it
Right.
works.
Yeah.
And you were the help desk. And when you're a help desk, that means everybody goes to you for questions and answers and everything. And so I took like everything that you had basically, and I just made note of it. And this is what I want. I want to be knowledgeable. I want, to be just as successful as he is. And I just want, to have a great relationship with him and his wife. And that's what's happening. Like you write down certain things that you want for yourself and you'll be surprised how they come into fruition.
Yeah.
Because
That's
it wasn't a lot of young people that were married when I met you guys. It was like, it's like slim, like not a lot of young couples are married.
Right, especially black.
Right, and so when you find that couple, it's like you want to gravitate to them and you want to learn for them, with them, and then grow with them. Like, it's just,
sure. Yeah.
it's amazing when you find good people.
Yeah, it's just an environment. Many of you guys know corporate environments. A lot of people are so task driven, career driven. They may be a family with a mom and dad, but you see, at least the people I work with, that's what they do. They love, or at least they act like they love their job because they are always there. And then, or people have been divorced, or they just don't have that balance. So being able to have that balance and find like-minded young people, especially black, in the environment in this world is just important. And I think being able to share our stories like this and having our own outlets, and then being able to have that ownership and publish books and stuff like that. Like I don't really know so much so as far as how that goes, but a lot of people that I know, like Kevin Brown, who's in Norfolk, a friend of mine, my cousin's friend, and then my boy Chris Gordon, KG, he's in Atlanta. Those are authors that I know and have kind of grown up with, and they've done their own books. So are you self-published, and what does that mean?
So I am working with someone, my best friend. One of my best friends actually wrote a book, Island Girl Poetry. She went through a company, worked with Tasha Fuller, and she is an amazing, like, being connected to Tasha, it's not like, okay, we're going to edit your book, we're going to publish your book, that's it. you build a relationship with certain people, and you maintain that relationship, and you don't just fly off the coop and never deal with these people again. They're always
You got a
knowledgeable,
network, yeah, because
and
that helps you grow.
yes, they're so knowledgeable in so many different areas. So I am
Self-published?
in the no,
Or,
not
okay.
yet.
So she's,
I'm in the
okay.
beginning skirts of this thing. So it's going
Okay.
to be a 6-month process, and then everything will be done in May. So I'm just looking forward to this process, working with her, and seeing where we go
My
with this
apologies
thing.
about that.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
You come get the dog.
Oh, come get the
Yeah.
dog now.
But yeah, it's such a process, and like I said, and Manny said, we excited because even though I went to school, I didn't really read too much books. I was a finesser, at the time.
Yeah.
But I would just say, do you have a projected time period, or when you're gonna release, or
It's
how does
going to
that
be in
process
May.
work?
It's
Oh,
going to
so
be
you
in
do
May,
know
this
it's gonna
coming
be
May.
May.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The
Okay.
editing process, publishing process, picking the cover of the book, all of that. I already did the photo shoot. That happened already. So every month you want to set goals.
Okay.
And then
That's
the
what's
end
up.
game will be your finished product.
Nice. So, how was the photo shoot? Did you get glammed up?
So let me
Or
tell you
did you have a
about that.
team? Yeah, let us know.
As you
I'm not
know,
talking. Look at them. Let them
as
see your
he
face.
knows,
Yeah.
I'm a tomboy. So it takes a lot for me to get into this glam mode, but I think I did pretty well. I didn't have hair and makeup. I did it myself. So I hope the pictures came out well.
I think so. You did this yourself, right?
I sure did.
Yeah. So you look well. I just had to throw a
You had to
blazer
throw
on and
on a
make it look
blazer.
like we get money
Yeah, we
because
work
we
in
is.
corporate instead. We got to look a little corporate.
Because we are. You
But
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I'm hoping that this book not only, helps me still heal because it is a healing process, but it helps other readers out there going through similar issues that I went through. Like I'm sure that the Black community still has issues with this generational curses just hovering over their families, and their families not being able to communicate to their children, and it just continues a cycle of ruin. What was that?
That was the
What was that?
GoPro. So
Oh, yeah. So
camera too is
it's just important to like talk to your children and build relationships and have them be open because you are their first cheerleader and
right. Absolutely, you gotta support them.
you have to.
Yeah. So children, make sure you listen to your parents because you just got to, and hopefully, if they are an example for you, you can be an example to someone else, or your kids, and do things the way that you want to. So everything's really's got to start with you, and like we said, I really feel like you got to go back to what we said in the beginning and jot this stuff down and start writing it. And then to make a difference and an impact, I know you live and look to see more things about what's your purpose. I remember in conversations, back at an early company we were with, you were just like, I just want to do something. And I remember that you were planning and, putting together events. And when you said Island Girl, was that the same person that you were working with at the Jamaican spot? Because I remember they were doing like events and stuff. I felt like that's the
That
connection there. Or
yeah,
no?
that was my
Am I
best
right?
friend's godparents to her kids that
Okay.
owned the Caribbean restaurant,
What's it called again?
Irie
Oh yeah, if you're in
Caribbean.
Woodbridge, Irie Caribbean, yeah,
Shout out to Irie Caribbean.
that's probably the best Jamaican around here.
Yeah,
You
we don't
know?
have much in Stafford,
Yeah.
Woodbridge area.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
So do you see yourself like putting together a book is definitely like planning on
yeah.
a very strategic and damn near to the syllable, you know what I'm saying? So do you see yourself doing anything else? Matter of fact, well, where do you want to see yourself in the future, near future, and in like, time down the line? Like, what impact? Like, what do you see for Sameta?
possibly production. I want to go into some type of film, like take a piece of my story and turn it into something visual so that people can actually see
Yeah.
the work come to life instead of having to read it.
Yeah.
So that's what I see down the line for me.
Yeah, so that sounds like maybe an audio book after a while.
Not an audio, I need visual. I need people to see
Yeah.
reactions of how things play out visually.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a brief conversation, and I've always kind of wanted to put together like maybe something short, and I haven't gone there, but just if you guys know and you follow my accounts and stuff, I'm always doing some type of visual, whether it's short or longer, but I know it's a process, and I really like the end process of like, even if I do like a little story or in my vlogs and, putting it together and the editing, like this would definitely be a simple edit. But, like when your family comes, I feel like, that could be a start. Like we can just start taking little pieces and then, I can again show you stuff too, because I'm the type that's like, there's other people that can do stuff, but I'm like so particular, like my vision or how I see something,
Yeah.
or I'm like, that was cool, but I probably would have transitioned like this, or I would have took this scene and did a flashback, or maybe even changed the color of this.
Yeah.
Or as Amanda would say, I would have threw some sound effects in there, something like that. Make a little noise, and
Come
just
to
to
life.
grab the attention of the people. So aside from, I guess, doing like maybe a personal or more of a documentary stuff, are you interested in just film and television type stuff, entertainment in general?
No, I don't see myself doing any series or anything like that. Just one and done, like
Okay,
capturing certain
just what you got going on.
pivotal moments, like me meeting my siblings through Ancestry. Like
Yeah,
I can only imagine how many people
yeah,
out there have connected to their family
family,
members
right?
through Ancestry, and that journey is so emotional, and I want to be able to capture that moment, and then share it with the world.
Yeah, that sounds really good, because like as the people, we kind of disconnected where a lot of people are first generation, second generation, or whatever it may be, but they have a culture to connect to, whether it be food and a language,
Yeah.
or and that's something I think that I should really dig into, because I do have a great sense of pride of being black and who I am, and just being me completely. So
Right.
when you went through that journey and kind of like meeting your family, let's dive into that. Can we do that? Or
We could
can
dive.
you
We could
reach in there?
dive. You can reach.
And how much of that, or did that make the book? Or is that going to be
No,
part
no,
two,
that's
or
part of
what?
the book because that's part of
Okay.
my autobiography because
Okay.
I knew I had siblings. It's 5 of us total, and I knew I
Wow.
had 4 siblings, but
Uh-huh.
they never knew that they had siblings. They never
Right.
knew our mom's name.
Right.
So certain things that I knew and they didn't know, it was just like, wow, this can actually happen to people. Like you can
Wow.
actually be in your 30s and not know your actual mother's name. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. So leading back to what we were saying, you put everything together.
As far
Sounds
as
like, right? Like you kind
connect.
of brought the family and
No, my sister
Okay.
actually found me on Ancestry. I was in Mexico.
Okay, so you
And I got the
you
Facebook
living
message,
your
and I
best
was
life.
like, yeah, living my
Okay.
best life in Mexico.
Oh,
And I
okay.
got this little message, something along the lines of, I
Wow.
think I'm your sister. And then my cousins were sending me messages, I think we found your sister. And
Oh,
I'm
so
like,
it
what
just
are they
blew up at
talking about?
once.
Yeah, it just blew up, and I'm getting ding, ding, ding. And then, I look at this image, and I'm just like, could this possibly be my sister? She looks just like me. I know you know. She
Yeah.
looks just like me. And
Yeah.
then it was
Mika.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah, Lord, this is amazing. This is actually happening. Like, I
Right.
couldn't believe it. And so after meeting her, and she's like, yeah, and I found our brother too.
Right.
I'm like, oh my goodness, this is double.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
I can't even imagine, because I'm so close with my family,
right.
like brothers and sisters. So.
Yeah, I've always had a relationship with my younger brother. His grandmother raised him, so I knew him and he knew me our entire lives. But as far as the other 3, William, we still have yet to find him.
Okay.
But
Well, hopefully y'all
Samuel
find
and
him.
Tamika connected with them, and they are the best.
Shout out to y'all, because I know I met y'all before. I actually played ball with Sam back there, and there's another. That was your brother, right?
Damon,
He
the
had like
youngest one.
Okay,
The
okay.
glove.
I
Yep.
can't remember his name, but yeah, he was out there. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he cooked. That was a different time I was out there. He cooked me real quick. I ain't even going to lie. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
they from New York, right?
So we're all born out of New York, yes. And now my sister's in Georgia. My brother's still in New York. My little brother Damon, he's in Maryland, Pasadena. And we're still trying to find William. Hopefully we'll find him sooner rather than later.
Okay. So how long ago have you guys connected? Because
2019 is when we connected.
time is flying, so we almost in 3 years in pandemic. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would imagine for the holidays, as far as what I've seen, you guys seem to connect pretty often.
Yeah.
And
We don't skip a
I'm
beat.
gonna crash one of them. Since the last time I didn't get to
Because
crash
food is
fast.
there, right?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
cooks. She gets busy.
Yeah, I like to cook too.
Southside. Southside.
Oh my gosh. But yeah,
Jamaica. Yeah.
my sister was raised in Queens. So,
Yeah.
and I was raised in Long Island, Freeport, and my brother the Bronx. So we're all
That's
spread out.
crazy.
It's crazy, all through the boroughs, but never
Yeah.
actually connected then while we were all there.
Right.
Yeah.
And now y'all are doing it. So what's the holidays looking like moving forward with your family and stuff? Like, is it like huge? Like y'all always sticking together?
We
Okay.
have been definitely meeting up for it. With the pandemic. We still linked up for Christmas. We linked up for Thanksgiving. This year is going to be a little different because they have other families, their wives, and what I mean. So they'll probably come after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they never skip a beat.
Yeah, so we're gonna be there. So I'm probably gonna put something together. We're gonna give it a shot and sit with you and we can figure it out. And then that way we'll see how things are because a lot of times people don't like being on camera. But that's the good and bad thing
Right.
because you can catch real reactions. Because the person that loves to be on the camera, they're gonna give it to you. They're gonna put on a show. You got other people that's
Like me, a little subtle and like.
and then you got somebody that's ready to knock the camera down, and that's good TV.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
that's
That could
something that
definitely
you
happen.
definitely can pull from. So, is there anything else that that you want to speak on that's going on with you, maybe family, your ambitions, and
No,
that you want to talk about?
well, I'm just going to close it and just say that I hope that
Yeah, for
my
sure.
story, helps.
This is good.
It's good, isn't it? Helps others. The goal is to address traumas that had happened to you when you were younger in order for you to grow. Because if you don't address those traumas, they can haunt your movement and your connections. And I'm just trying to help folks
That's good.
recognize that.
Yeah, I think that is a gift that you have is being able to connect with people and shed your light. It reminds me of a prayer that I have is like, God, please let your light shine on and through me to touch others and vice versa. Because I don't,
Amen.
because some people are so much, amen, like about themselves and not others, but you can learn so much just from connecting with other people, letting other people in your space. You can still keep your guards up, but you can kind of get that discernment.
Yeah.
And that's something that you also, have to pray for in life and how to deal with what you encounter because you can ask for discernment, which I've done it before, and some things come to light that I wasn't ready for.
Right.
Like I just was not ready for, and now I just say, prepare me for what you have coming to me, what I need to see, realize, and give me a path to how to adjust and move forward. And I'm sure to fulfill a purpose within it, whether it be internal to my near surroundings or others, because they might be like, look, man, I kind of went through the same thing and this is what happened to me, or I didn't know what happened, or this, I keep getting this type of revelation and it's destroying me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you got to be prepared and, put your prayer life, your spiritual life, and the people around you right. Because if it's not right, you know what I'm saying, you just got to find that balance.
That's right. That's true.
And I think that's probably what happened with you, like getting to your book. You've come to a certain place in your life and you're like, I'm ready.
I'm ready,
Because I want to ask you, so being that you had so many siblings, could you feel like could you feel like the presence of like family, or was there like just a feeling like I have a lot, or did you know that was, did you know how many brothers and sisters that you had
I
out
did.
there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Okay,
probably
I
was the
wasn't
only
sure.
one. Yeah, I knew how many we had, and I just always wondered, like, if
Yeah.
they were protected, like, because I'm the oldest, and
Right.
naturally it would have been like protective mode. You want to protect them, you want to be there, and I wasn't, and so I took that on also.
Yeah, and you're definitely a mother, so
And
that's an instinct that that
right,
stays with you. I
yeah,
can imagine.
yeah, a mother, a 17-year-old about to be a graduate.
Shout out, Mike, man.
Shout out to Michael.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
For
I have
real.
a 7-year-old who is a dancer.
She's
And
about
then
21. She's been here before.
she is definitely my star. And then I have a 2-year-old.
Mhm.
She's definitely giving me a run for my money.
How's her temperament? Because I know your daughter Trinity, she has a big personality.
She does.
Even before she's like talking. So is your youngest like that?
Trinity's a little, yeah, and Gabriella is a little bit more reserved.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little careful. But then these last couple of days, she's starting to jump off chairs. So I don't know, because the terrible twos tend to switch up on people.
Right at two, right?
Yeah. So I'm waiting to see. I'm still
Yeah.
waiting. And then shout out to my husband, Emmanuel, Pastor Manny.
What up, Manny? What up, though?
He's definitely a part of my confidence in coming out with this book. Like, write it.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure, man.
like, he's my backbone and support. My
Yeah.
biggest fan in that aspect.
Yeah, Manny's a good dude, man. Manny, I need to holler at you because he kind of put me on to like investing and stuff, and I haven't done nowhere near what I should do, but like talking crypto and stuff.
Yeah.
He talks it in a way to break it down, and he does have like a teaching background, so that does make sense, and you two make a
Psychology.
good mesh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's psychology too? Mm-hmm. Oh, he might know I'm crazy.
Yeah. So
Nah, I'm
that
just
probably
saying.
is probably a good
Yeah.
outlet for him to be like, oh yeah, you should definitely write, or you should definitely do this. It's a form of therapy. So
Yeah.
you
Maybe I'll get him on here if he's down to get on.
He will be.
Because I know he got a message, and
he
definitely
will
can
give you a message.
drop some game on like just investing and stuff too. Because at a young stage and learning it, that's how I learned too. Like I'll just start talking to people and explain it. Like when we work together.
Yeah.
It might be like, oh, he's giving me all this information, but it's just me seeing how well I retain it and if I can spit it out. Because if I can't put it back out in a way that makes sense,
That's
it's
right.
pointless. And like we were saying, you can't always and this goes for anything that's happening. For me, I like to dumb stuff down. I'm not using a bunch of big words. I'm not trying to look like I'm here because I'm getting paid for what I do, regardless of how many words that I use.
Right.
And if I'm going to be an asset, I want to be able to talk to you so that you can understand, so that you can be comfortable. I mean, I'm always comfortable in my skin, but, just
At
sometimes
any
we just
age,
gotta
any
keep it-
level,
yeah.
they can receive the information and soar.
Because they're going to want you to document the process, and making it difficult definitely ain't, they ain't going to want that. They're
No.
going to be like, redo this.
Get that out of here. The process is
This
all
is
wrong.
too much. Make it high level. He used to be like, high level.
Ah, what do you mean?
I can do that, make it simple. But yeah. So
This is
I just
good.
want to say thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate
Thank
this.
you for coming on, and we look forward to the book. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. I'm sure I'm gonna have where you can reach her right here below. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, and just check out some more videos. And if you got any ideas, what I could do, suggestions, whatever, leave it in comments.
Yeah, maybe my siblings will come on here and we can do a mukbang.
Maybe we do
legs
something
and
for
all.
Thanksgiving.
Friendsgiving, maybe.
Yeah,
That'd be dope.
We're gonna make that a vlog.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen. So we're gonna do that. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.